All right, welcome to the Krug Show, brought to you by Pig and a Pickle. Check out Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in Northern California. They're in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. They're open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week in Corte Madera. Get the brisket, man. The brisket is amazing. All right, let's talk a little 49ers. Fred Warner was due a base salary of $12.9 million in 2023, and the 49ers have converted that base salary into a signing bonus. And by doing so, they lowered their cap hit, or his cap hit, from 18.5 million to $9 million. And they created about $9.5 million in cap space, according to Field Yates from ESPN. So it's going to put them at, roughly $13 million in cap space. So another, once again, you don't want to restructure a lot of players. You only want to restructure great players. Fred Warner is a great player. So he's getting paid a lot of money, and you don't mind restructuring him because you're essentially extending him. The 49ers have an 11-player draft class coming up here that's going to cost them $9.3 million to sign on the 53-man cap. And the Niners, obviously have to have cap space for that. They also have to have cap space if they're going to go make any more additions. If they're going to go get a kicker, if they're going to go get a top defensive back to replace Jimmy Ward and Emmanuel Mosley's defections, if they're going to get a top tier edge rusher outside of a Clelin Ferrell who signed today, they're probably going to need a few dollars under the cap. And so Warner restructures. We saw Charvarius Ward restructure. We may see Nick Bosa's deal extension come in, which would lower his cap figure. There are not a ton of players on this team that I would offer restructures to, but Fred Warner is one of them. And it just creates more room for the 49ers to go do what they need to do in free agency. And then, of course, eventually come, early May, sign all of their late April NFL draft selections. So Fred's a great player. There's no question. And obviously this, anytime these players restructure, people ask, well, why would the player do that? Because they're getting more guaranteed money. They're getting more money in their pocket, and oftentimes they're getting incentives to do these moves. They're getting another year guaranteed on the contract. They're getting more money. Ultimately, when you see a player restructure, he's going to get more money, and by moving that money around from base to bonus money, the club can essentially create more cap room. It's a hard cap situation, so you have to create that cap room to make signings in the present. The Niners have done a lot of backloading in recent years, but the cap also consistently goes up, and you can kind of keep kicking that can down the road, which is what a lot of the top teams do when it comes to operating underneath the salary cap. But for the 49ers, this enables them to go potentially sign another veteran free agent or two to modest dollars. It also enables them to pay their rookies, and it's just one of the things that you do in the NFL to create that extra room. The reason they love Fred is Fred's a leader. Fred's a great player and a leader and a foundation piece on this football team. And to give him a little bit more money or to guarantee an extra year, the 49ers feel so good about what he provides the franchise as far as, his play, his leadership, the total package, that they have no problem giving, Fred Warner that extension and giving him the extra money. And it's a win-win. It helps the player. It helps the team. And now the only question is, what are the 49ers going to do with that additional cap savings? Are they going to spend it on rookies? Are they going to spread it around to a number of lesser free agents? Or do they have one significant free agent in mind that they are targeting as a key figure? The one thing the 49ers have done in free agency, they don't pay other teams good players and pay them great like they used to. Nate Clements, Gabe Wilkins, Antonio Langham. I mean, if you want to go way back, the Niners have done that in the past. They've taken good players and they paid them like great players. They're not doing that now. They're getting an occasional great player. They're bidding on a Charvarius Ward, a Javon Hargrave, and they're taking a great player away. But for the most part, they're passing up the good player on their own roster and on other rosters for depth and compensatory selections. and they're showing that they can do this and build their roster up largely through the draft and what they do signing college undrafted free agents after the draft. So they have a formula that's working. We did a whole video breakdown on it. Check it out on the Krug Show. But good move by the Niners and good for Fred as well. He gets restructured. They get additional cap room. And now let's see what they do with it. All right. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show. Also, thanks to New York Style Sausage for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show as well. New York style sausage, often imitated, never equaled. They just sent us to Scottsdale and are proud sponsors of the Krug Show as well. Keep it locked right here on the Krug Show on YouTube for all of your Niner coverage. Click like and subscribe. That will help us grow our channel, and we'll have great Niner content all year long right here on the Krug Show.